You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the short and long-term forecasts for your area. Upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com. Keep the forecast at your fingertips. Download the Weather Network app at your favorite app store.
Of rain falling in a 24-hour period. That's when you'd get a rainfall warning.
Migraine sufferers say that when the weather gets stormy, deep low pressure gets in the area, their headaches intensify.
One of the most costly natural disasters right here in Canada is flash flooding in terms of property damage. And the reason it's so serious is because it can occur in any region, in the countryside or the city, and virtually at any time of the year. But it really depends on how much rainfall you've had lately in your neighborhood. That determines the saturation of the top layer on the ground. Again, flash flooding, so serious because it can happen just like that. Here's what we mean. The heavy rain caused by thunderstorms or warm, moist air rising rapidly into our atmosphere can produce flash floods. We're talking about 30 to 40 millimeters of rain in a very short period of time. Look what happens. That amount of rain could equal to 1 meter of water depending on the topography in your neighborhood. So here are a couple of tips to keep you safe. Firstly, stay away from creeks as water levels could rise very quickly. And when you're driving, pay attention to the barricades. You never know how deep that water actually is.
Non-severe thunderstorms coming into southern Ontario today, all courtesy of a warm front. So that means you're going to need this guy here. You're going to need your umbrella through the day today, through Windsor, right through the Niagara region, Toronto, towards the Ottawa area. Temperatures once again are going to be warm. It's going to feel sticky. It's going to feel close to the mid-30s right across southern Ontario. But I think it's great because of the rain. You do need it. A lot of lawns and gardens are quite parched out there, so I don't think too many people are going to be disappointed by it. By the way, we're in Barrie getting a great shot here of the waterfall here. I guess you would call it a fountain in the background. Let's take a look at the forecast conditions over the next several days.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Well, let's start with today because we have a risk of thunderstorms across southern Ontario and southern Quebec. Possibly some isolated severe storms are in there too. I mean, we have a lot of heat and humidity that has been in place now for many days. Ottawa and Montreal hanging on to that. It's still very hot in Toronto. Look at the instability. Look at the thunderstorms. This is future radar showing us what the computer models are predicting will happen for the rest of the afternoon. And it's really not until the evening that we start to see some improvements where conditions become a little bit more stable. And by that I mean just all things being relative, because we do have another low pressure system that's on the way, and it's a Colorado low. It's initially going to bring a lot of rainfall to northern Ontario. So far, special weather statements. I would not be surprised to see that expanded into some bona fide rainfall warnings, considering the amount of rain expected. We're talking 45, 60 millimeters of rain. Let's go to Halifax and check in on conditions there. No risk of thunderstorms in Halifax today. 27 is the high with sunshine. Yesterday we reached 29, and we're going to be seeing some beautiful weather the next many days. We still have the heat and humidity for today, certainly, but the risk of thunderstorms central northern New Brunswick and off into southern Quebec, as we previously mentioned. When we're looking at the temperatures and the feels-like values, boy, it's hot. This afternoon, St. John's, 35. Sydney, mid-30s. It feels like the mid-30s and 40s as you get into central New Brunswick. So, yes, we are going to be seeing actually a little bit more in the way of more comfortable conditions, let's say, for the weekend. Still hot, still beautiful, but not quite as oppressively hot. Across southern Saskatchewan and northern Manitoba, risk of thunderstorms continues today. We're getting a break in Alberta. We have some overnight thunderstorms there, but there's a low that's tracking to the north and a new low coming into the south. And these will result in, well, fall-like temperatures by the end of the week and also some rainfall. That snowfall, the blue that's being picked up from the computer models, the freezing level is going to be, well, actually there's snow at 2,000 meters and above is really what we're expecting to see happen. So some big changes coming to the west, whereas the east stays hot and dry.